Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English with Natasha. Today, we're going to talk about something very useful and practical, my daily routine in English. Talking about your daily routine is a great way to practice using the present, simple tense, and time expressions, banten, and common verbs. Whether you want to tell a friend what you do every day or practice your speaking skills, this lesson will help you feel confident talking about your everyday activities. So, let's get started. Have you ever wanted to speak about your day in English, but didn't know where to start? Well, you're in the right place. Because today, I'm going to walk you through my entire daily routine in clear, simple English. From the moment I wake up to the time I go to bed, I'll show you exactly how to talk about your daily activities using natural phrases and everyday vocabulary. But here's the twist. You're not just watching my routine. You're learning English with it. What do you say when you brush your teeth? How do you talk about making coffee, working, relaxing, or even doing nothing? If you've ever hesitated when trying to describe your day in English, you're not alone. And the best part? You don't need a textbook. You just need real, daily English. In action. This isn't just vocabulary. This is fluency practice. In real context. And with every step of my day, you'll be improving your listening, comprehension, and speaking skills. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand these common phrases, and then you'll be able to use them confidently in your own life. Let's begin with the very first thing I do in the morning. Section 2. Morning routine. My alarm goes off at 6:30 a.m. Honestly, I don't always jump out of bed right away. Sometimes I hit the snooze button once or twice. But eventually, I sit up, stretch my arms, and take a deep breath. I like to start my day slowly. The first thing I do is check my phone. I look at the time, read a few messages, and sometimes scroll through the news or social media. Not the healthiest habit, I know. After a few minutes, I get out of bed and walk to the bathroom. I turn on the light, look in the mirror, and think, yep, definitely need a shower. I brush my teeth with minty toothpaste and wash my face with cold water to help me wake up. Then I jump in the shower. And while I'm in there, I sometimes sing a little or just let the warm water wake me up properly. Once I'm clean and dry, I choose what to wear. On work days, I usually wear something casual but neat, maybe jeans and a t-shirt, or a light sweater if it's cold. If I'm working from home, it's comfy clothes all the way. Honestly, nobody on Zoom knows if I'm wearing sweatpants. Now it's time for breakfast. I walk into the kitchen and open the fridge. Most mornings, I keep it simple, toast with butter, or sometimes peanut butter, and a hot cup of coffee. I'm not a big breakfast person, but I never skip it completely. Eating something helps me feel ready for the day. Sometimes, if I have more time, I'll make eggs or oatmeal, especially on weekends. While I eat, I like to listen to a podcast or watch a short video, usually something in English, just like this one. I believe every small moment can be a learning opportunity, and breakfast is no exception. I pay attention to how native speakers talk, the words they use, and their tone. It helps me feel connected and improves my listening skills. After breakfast, I clean up. I rinse my plate, put it in the dishwasher, or wash it by hand if I need to. I wipe down the counter and make sure the kitchen looks clean. It doesn't take long, just a few minutes, but it feels good to start the day organized. Now comes my favorite part of the morning, setting my goals for the day. I sit at my desk, open my notebook, and write down 3 things I want to get done. It helps me stay focused and clear-headed. I write in English too. It's a small habit that helps build writing skills. It could be something like finish report, call mom, or study for 30 minutes. Simple and effective. Before I start work or study, I take 5 minutes to do something just for me. Sometimes I stretch, sometimes I meditate, and other times I just sit and enjoy my coffee in silence. That little moment helps me feel grounded. It's something I really recommend, even if your mornings are busy. Let's quickly review some of the useful English phrases from my morning routine. Hit the snooze button when you delay your alarm. Jump in the shower, a casual way to say take a shower. Throw on some clothes, to get dressed quickly. Make coffee or brew coffee. Both are common and natural. Set my goals for the day means deciding what you want to achieve. You can use these expressions to describe your own morning routine in English. Try writing down what you do each morning, even just a few sentences. Practice saying them out loud. You don't have to memorize everything, you just need to make it real. So that's my typical morning. Nothing fancy, just real life in real English. And remember, it's not just about the words. It's about creating a routine with the language. When you speak about your life in English, you're not only practicing, you're making English part of your Section 3, Work/Study Routine. After finishing my morning routine, it's time to start my workday. I sit at my desk, open my laptop, and take a quick look at my calendar or to-do list. I usually start around 8:30 or 9 a.m., depending on the day. Before doing anything serious, I check my emails. Most of them are work-related, updates, meeting invites, or questions from coworkers. I reply to the important ones first and leave the others for later. Then, I begin my main tasks. I work as a content creator, so most of my time is spent writing, researching, or brainstorming ideas. If I have a big project due, I block out 2 or 3 hours just to focus on that. During this time, I put my phone on silent and try not to check social media. I use apps like Notion or Trello to keep my projects organized. They're super helpful. If you're a student instead of a worker, your day might look a bit different. Maybe you attend online classes, go to school, or study at the library. In that case, the language is similar. You might say, I have a class at 10 a.m., or I'm studying for my math exam. The idea is the same, focus time in the morning or early afternoon. Around 11 a.m., I usually take a short break. I get up from my desk, stretch, and sometimes go for a short walk. Just 10 minutes outside can make a big difference. The fresh air helps me reset. On other days, I just grab another cup of coffee and scroll through my phone for a bit. A short break helps me return to work with more energy. Midday is often meeting time. I might have a Zoom call with my team to discuss a project or share updates. In meetings, I try to listen carefully and take notes. If I need to share something, I keep my ideas clear and simple. For English learners, this is a great tip. Don't worry about using complex words. Focus on communicating clearly. You can say things like, here's my update, or I suggest we try this idea. Practicing these short phrases helps a lot. After the meeting, I dive back into focused work. Usually, this means editing content, reviewing documents, or checking data. It depends on the day, but I try to stay productive until lunch. One trick I use is the Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of break. It keeps me from burning out. Now let's talk about work-from-home vocabulary. Some useful phrases include, I start work at 9 a.m., a basic and clear sentence. I have a video call at 11, more natural than saying teleconference. I take a break around noon, casual and common. I check my schedule, refers to looking at your calendar or agenda. I'm working on a project, useful in almost any field. If you're a student, try phrases like, I'm preparing for a test. I'm reviewing my notes. I have a group assignment. My class starts in the morning. I study English in the afternoon. Try repeating these out loud or writing your own versions with your daily tasks. That's the best way to make English part of your routine. At around 12:30 or 1 p.m., I stop to eat lunch. I'll talk more about that in the next section, but first, let me quickly explain one more thing I do during work, tracking my time. I use a timer to see how long each task takes. This helps me work smarter, not harder. You could say, I time my work sessions, or I track my hours. These are phrases you might also hear in professional environments. Sometimes, my workday includes more social interaction. I might get a message from a teammate on Slack or have to respond to questions from a client. In English, we often say, Let me get back to you on that, or I'll follow up soon. These are polite ways to handle communication when you need more time. So whether you're working in an office, studying in a cafe, or attending online classes at home, these are the kinds of expressions and routines you'll use every day. And the more often you say them in English, the more natural they become. One last tip. I keep a few sticky notes near my desk with useful English expressions. It's a small trick, but it helps a lot when I'm speaking or writing quickly. Maybe try writing down 5 of your favorite phrases from this video and put them where you'll see them. Working or studying in English might seem hard at first, but when you learn it through your real life, it gets easier. Just like this, one phrase, one habit, one routine at a time. Section 4, Afternoon Routine. After lunch, I like to take a short break before getting back to work. Sometimes I make a second cup of coffee or drink a glass of water and just relax for a few minutes. I don't jump back into tasks right away. I let my body and brain rest a little. Around 1:30 or 2 o'clock p.m., I start working again. This part of the day is usually quieter. I focus on smaller tasks that don't take as much energy as my morning work. That might include answering emails, organizing files, reviewing notes, or planning the next day. For English learners, a simple phrase to describe this is, I get back to work in the afternoon. If I need to run errands, I usually do it in the afternoon. For example, I might go to the supermarket to buy groceries, pick up a package at the post office, or visit the pharmacy. You can use phrases like, I go shopping, I run some errands, or I stop by the store. These are all useful when talking about small activities you do outside the house. Some afternoons, I take a break from work entirely and go for a walk, especially if the weather is nice. I might listen to music or a podcast while I walk around the neighborhood. It's a great way to clear my mind and recharge. If I have free time, I also enjoy reading. I usually choose something light, maybe a blog, a short article, or a book about personal development. Reading in English helps build vocabulary and improves comprehension. Even 10 minutes a day makes a difference. You can say, I read in the afternoon to relax, or I spend time reading to improve my English. Other times, I might take care of the house. I could do the laundry, clean the kitchen, vacuum the living room, or take out the trash. These are all part of daily life, and each task has simple expressions you can use in English. I do the laundry. I clean the bathroom. I take out the garbage. I tidy up the living room. These may sound basic, but they're real and useful. When you describe these actions in English, you're learning how to speak naturally and confidently about everyday things. By late afternoon, and around 4 or 5 p.m., I try to wrap up my day. I look over my to-do list, check what I finished, and make a plan for tomorrow. If I still have time, I might study something or review vocabulary. Just 15 minutes a day can help a lot. Before ending this part of the day, I also like to stretch or move a little. Sitting for long hours isn't healthy, so I take a few minutes to do light stretching or some breathing exercises. It helps me reset before the evening begins. Let's go over some useful expressions you can use to describe your afternoon in English. I run errands in the afternoon. I go for a walk to relax. I read a book after lunch. I do housework around 3 p.m. I review my goals before dinner. These are short, natural, and easy to use in conversation. Every person's afternoon is different, but the structure is usually the same. A bit of work, a bit of rest, and small tasks in between. Whether you're working, studying, doing chores, or just relaxing, all of it can be described clearly in English, and that's exactly what you're learning here. So now, with the afternoon behind us, let's move on to what happens in the evening, when the work is done, and it's time to unwind. Section 5, Evening Routine. When the afternoon ends and evening begins, I start to slow things down. Around 6 or 6:30 p.m., I usually begin preparing dinner. I open the fridge, check what I have, and decide what to make. Sometimes I cook a full meal, maybe pasta, stir-fry, or grilled chicken with vegetables. Other times, if I'm tired or short on time, I just heat up leftovers or make something simple like a sandwich. While I cook, I often listen to music or a podcast. It helps me unwind and makes the cooking process more enjoyable. In English, we can say, I make dinner, I prepare a meal, or I fix something to eat. These all mean more or less the same thing, and they're used every day in conversation. Once dinner is ready, I sit down at the table and enjoy my food. If I'm eating with family or friends, we talk about our day, what we did, how we felt, or what's coming up tomorrow. If I eat alone, I might watch a video, read something light, or just eat in silence and think. Eating is also a time to reflect, and I find it calming. After dinner, I always clean up. I put away any leftovers, rinse the dishes, and either load the dishwasher or wash everything by hand. I wipe down the counters and make sure the kitchen looks neat. I don't love cleaning, but doing it right after eating helps me stay on top of things. And when it's done, the kitchen feels fresh and ready for the next day. Around 7:30 or 8 p.m., I move into relaxation mode. This is when I take time to enjoy my evening. I might watch a TV show or a movie, usually something light and fun. Sometimes I prefer to read a book or scroll through social media. Other times I call a friend or family member just to chat. In English, we often use phrases like, I chill on the couch. I watch something on Netflix. I catch up with a friend. I unwind after a long day. All of these are ways to talk about relaxing at night. Sometimes I also spend my evenings doing hobbies. I might draw, write, or practice guitar. If I'm feeling creative, I'll journal or brainstorm ideas for future projects. Doing something you love in the evening helps reduce stress and makes your day feel more complete. I try not to work in the evening unless it's urgent. I believe evenings should be for rest, reflection, or enjoyment, not stress. Of course, life isn't always perfect. Sometimes I do have to finish a task or check an email late at night, but I try to keep that rare. Before bed, I start my night routine. Around 9:30 or 10 p.m., I brush my teeth, wash my face, and change into comfortable clothes. I turn off most of the lights and use soft lighting to help my brain relax. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb so I don't get notifications. Sometimes I drink herbal tea to help me fall asleep more easily. I also write in a journal. Nothing long, just a few lines about how the day went, what I'm grateful for, or what I'm thinking about. Writing in English, even a little bit each night, is a great way to improve language skills and reflect at the same time. Finally, I get into bed. I try to sleep around 10:30 or 11 p.m. Sometimes I fall asleep right away. Other times, I stay awake for a while, thinking about my plans or what I need to do tomorrow. But eventually, I close my eyes and let the day end. Here are some English expressions you can use to talk about your evening routine. I make dinner and clean up the kitchen. I watch a show to relax. I go to bed around 11 p.m. I write in a journal before sleep. I get ready for bed. These are phrases you can use in conversation, writing, or practice exercises. Try using them to describe your own evening routine in English, either out loud or on paper. The evening is a time to slow down, recharge, catch up on, and take care of yourself. And when you describe it in English, you're doing something powerful, turning your real life into your language classroom. Whether your evenings are busy or quiet, structured or spontaneous, they're a chance to build your English fluency in small, natural steps. Section 6, Language Tips and Recap. All right, let's take a moment to review everything we've learned today. You've just followed my entire daily routine, morning, afternoon, evening, and picked up tons of useful English expressions along the way. Let's go over some of the key language and phrases that can help you sound more natural and confident when you talk about your own day. In the morning, we learned how to say things like, I hit the snooze button, I take a shower, I make coffee, I set my goals for the day, and each of these expressions helps you describe the very first part of your day clearly and casually, just like native speakers do. Then, during the work or study period, we covered useful phrases such as, I check my emails. I have a meeting at 11. I take a short break. Die. I work on a project. These are great for talking about office life, online school, or general productivity, especially if you're using English at work or in your studies. In the afternoon, we added even more natural vocabulary. I run errands. I read for a while, and I do some housework. I go for a walk. Das. These small daily actions might seem simple, but they're perfect for practicing English consistently. And finally, for the evening, you learned how to say, I make dinner. I clean up the kitchen. I unwind with a show. I get ready for bed. All of these phrases are realistic, useful, and easy to apply to your life. Now, here's an important tip. Don't worry about memorizing everything at once. Learning English is not about perfection. It's about repetition, exposure, and confidence. The more you talk about your routine in English, even just a little each day, the easier it becomes. Start small. Try writing a short paragraph about your day in English. Use the words and expressions you learned here. Then, read it out loud. Record yourself if you want. You'll be surprised how quickly you improve when you turn real life into practice. Another tip: use your phone or a notebook to write down your most used routines in English. For example, I brush my teeth at 7. I go to work at 9. I study in the evening. These are real phrases from your life. Practice them daily and they'll become automatic. And finally, give yourself credit. Watching a video like this shows that you care about your progress. You're not just studying words, you're learning how to live in English. Every phrase you learn, every sentence you speak, it all adds up. So keep going, keep speaking, and remember, fluency comes from consistency. Section 7. Conclusion plus CTA. And that's it, my full daily routine, completely in English. From the moment I wake up to the time I go to sleep, you've now seen how to describe your entire day using real, practical English. I hope this video helped you learn something new. And more importantly, I hope it gave you the confidence to speak about your own routine. Every sentence you say about your day is a chance to improve your fluency. Remember, learning a language doesn't have to be boring or stressful. It can be part of your real daily life. So here's a challenge. Pick one part of your routine, morning, afternoon, or evening, and talk about it in English today. Just one paragraph. Say it out loud. Write it down. Share it in the comments if you'd like. I'd love to read it. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications so you never miss a new lesson. Thanks so much for spending your day with me in English. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.